Got him. Now, Tank. Now.
Welcome to your doom.
Test. Okay, it's going. So Joel always has these gems of questions, and I brought it up earlier. But basically, Joel says to me while I'm working and trying to pay hard attention, he says, "What happens when a werewolf is on the moon?" Just,
what would happen?
well, then he's like, if he saw a full Earth, would he turn back into a guy? And now I got to think about it.
Just a regular bullet kills him then.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I'm trying to concentrate, and then like a little bit more silence.
I feel like you got to pitch a movie there.
Oh.
You know, like astronaut werewolf.
Well, just American Werewolf in Paris, American Werewolf on the Moon.
Yeah.
We're trying to make lunar colonies. This is a real problem. I
fair
can
enough.
easily see this be a movie. There's a movie about a monkey killing people right now.
Well,
that's
I
supposed
think
to be good.
it's like American astronaut werewolf in space.
Yeah.
If you thought the vacuum of space sucked, wait till you see the plot.
Yeah, they made a movie about a cocaine bear.
Yeah,
Sharknado. People talk about it and they loved it.
Sharknado.
Yeah, we could sell this.
We could sell werewolf on the moon, lunar wolf.
Yeah. So this is what Joel does while I'm trying to work. I'm trying to concentrate.
Yeah.
And then there's another pause, and then he just says, does a werewolf have to ask before he comes inside you?
I think that's vampires.
That's what he says. He says, does a vampire have to ask before he comes inside you? I'm trying to draw a rose tattoo on this nice lady. Will you shut the fuck up, Joel?
He has to be invited in.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
But welcome to Non-Essentials Podcast. This is episode 145. Yeah, that's mostly my days dealing with trying to keep the reins on Joel. Yeah. I asked him for a couple of would you rathers, and the stuff that he spouted out, I will not regurgitate.
The thing with Joel is that I'll all of a sudden I'll get like, oh, I have 15 things on on Instagram. I'm like, okay, I'll start reading, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's like, and it's just the most obscure weird shit. And I'll forget sometimes who even sent it to me, and I'm like, oh man, you know who loved this weird shit? Joel. And I go to send, I'm like, no, he fucking sent it to me.
Yeah. Dude, Joel's videos is like the weird strike animations at the bowling alley, but everything.
Oh man, I mean, okay. First of all, I'm Adam Riley.
I'm Jake. Animal noise.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, no. Okay. I'm thinking more about it. And Tony, what was that? Didn't they have a Jason Space movie? Yeah, Jason in space. Jason.
Yeah,
X?
we took Jason to space and he fought. Was it just Jason versus the astronaut? Because that does seem like an issue.
Yeah.
How the fuck did that happen?
Yeah. I mean, we could put a wolf up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we get into screenplays? This doesn't seem that hard.
Yeah, we start writing it down right now. Oh, by the way, speaking of Tony being here, he brought us, since it is Valentine's Day Eve, okay? And actually, if you want to listen more about Valentine's Day, we did an episode a few years ago. What is it, Tony? 42A. Episode 42A. Okay. We can learn all about Valentine's Day. I always thought it was just a bullshit Hallmark holiday, but there was an actual Saint Valentine.
I mean,
it's
both.
Well, it's not Sweetest Day. That's ridiculous.
That's pure.
But no, but like Valentine's Day actually has a legitimate, very interesting background. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Sure.
So there you go, listeners. Episode 42A, if you want to learn more about that.
Yeah, and thank you for the Reese's, Tony.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't need a belt anymore lately, so I'm not happy about the reasons I'm going to smash my mouth when we're refilling drinks.
Oh, man, I'm coming off the worst sickness. I'm sure most listeners, the influenza that's going around, so if I cough sporadically, I really apologize.
Really good radio.
No, I was going to lead into, like, I went to back to work, which back to work is fine, but, like, there was a recent retirement party that a girl went through. I don't know if you saw this. This girl name was Kareen, Kopf.
Okay.
Right? And she recently retired from OnlyFans. Did you catch any of this?
No.
So this 3 years of work, just take a guess. How much do you think she netted?
Oh, my God. I mean, if she's retiring, I mean, I'm assuming it's in the millions.
Oh, yeah. I mean, her retiring is just getting out of that going. She still has, like, I think it's like 1.6 million YouTube subscribers. And, she's now, like, an influencer. Her name? It's like Corinne. I think it's Karina Kopp. Anyways, okay. So it was Ready? It was $67 million.
$67 million for showing your butthole?
Just in 3 years, which is like on par with this is NFL for women.
That's her Bitcoin.
Right. This is top receiver money. Like, this is
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
A wide receiver.
Yeah. So that's what
Transition from a tight end. Come on, boys. We're having fun here. All right. so I mean, like, what kind of retirement do you have there? Like, hey, let's bring them all out. Let me bring out all my colleagues. Is just
I mean, the way I look at I kind of think like OnlyFans is in trouble from an AI perspective. Because AI art, videos, and stuff like that.
I feel like we talked about this.
Yeah, it's
too,
getting so good that
I think that somebody has actually had an AI art OnlyFans account.
Yeah,
it was like kept, like
and it's only going to get better, and it's only going to get, I guess, more ubiquitous because it's very easy to create, and I think this girl's smart getting out from the front of the train.
I mean, why not? But also like to the people that have OnlyFans like subscriptions, like you can Google the word boobs.
You can, and I don't. That's why I don't understand it.
You can do that. You can Google boobs. You can even Google butt.
Well, from my point of view, I don't understand it, but that's why I try to look at it from the women's point of view. Like recently,
I guess
there was that girl that
you can give it away. You should be able to sell it.
That girl had sex with 1,000 guys recently. Did you see the fanfare with all that?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, she put out like an ad. I think the organization of this is impressive. How do you get 1,000 guys to wait in a hallway?
Probably pretty easily, to be honest.
Right. I did the math on this because I'm a creep. It's if you average like 5-inch dick, you'll say 200 pumps. You're talking about 1,000 inches a piece per guy. It worked out to something. It was like 4.9 miles a dick on average per day. It's just and the craziest thing about this girl is, this is like a for the love of the game moment. She was sad that some guys didn't get to finish to completion.
Oh,
which
you know what? I mean, that's nice of her.
If there's a Hall of Fame.
I mean, okay, so like, what they do? They just walk in, pump, and walk out.
I guess so. Yeah, there was some performance anxiety, and there was one
What's
story
that
where
like?
someone's mother grabbed him out of the line and drug him away.
Dude, okay.
Yeah, and I gotta say, like, honestly, if you're after 500, you're having sex more with the 500 guys in front of you than you're having sex with her.
Dude, there's a okay. So here's your Fight Club, I guess, reference for the episode. But I read a book, and I can't think of the name of it, but it's a Chuck Palahniuk book. Tony, what's the name of that book about a gangbang?
Not Choke?
No, it's not Choke.
Yeah.
But yeah, I read Choke, and I wrote, but as soon as he says it, I'll say it. But but it's literally about like people standing in line at a gangbang, kind of talk with each other. One dude just keeps popping Viagra's.
I want to say one more quick mental reference. Did you see the movie The Platform on Netflix?
Is that the movie where it's multi-levels of like a jail or whatever, and then the food comes down?
Yeah, if you're on level 1, it's like the best food you've ever seen in your life. And the whole concept is
my God,
are
I know
you
what you're doing now.
courteous
I know
to the
what
next
you're doing.
people?
I know what you're doing now.
And the whole thing was like, you don't want to be under like level 30. And that's
you just get a couple chicken bones and slop.
Basically, people are just shitting on the table by the end. That's the thing is, I don't know how you find 800 to 1,000.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, Snuff, yeah.
The name of the movie, the name of the book is Snuff by Chuck Palahniuk book. That's a very good movie. Or a book, rather.
Was Choke the one they put with Sam Rockwell?
Yes.
Okay, not Snuff.
Correct.
Okay, so but all I can think is The Platform is this scenario.
That's really funny. That's a really awful, horrific correlation, and it fits. And there you go. There's a great movie recommendation. If you haven't seen The Platform,
I think a second one just came out too.
Really?
I haven't seen it. I remember seeing on Netflix.
To be fair, I think that the movie Platform is supposed to be synonymous about how our society is as far as like who the top gets the best, right? And if you just were to like trickle down nicely and not try to gobble everything up, right? But that's also correlates with the gangbang. So there you go.
Exactly.
Like, imagine being like 99. You're like, I gotta fuck this one up. I don't want to be less.
For what it's worth, the people that probably responded first to the email are probably more considerate.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know why that would correlate to it. It was very pinkies up the first 200 guys. So,
okay. So,
it was an orderly affair.
let's do a hard pivot here. So we're all about to be left penniless. Have you heard about this? Yeah. And now
I haven't heard about it.
Okay, so the United States, the U.S. Mint produce about 3.2 billion pennies a year.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Each 1 cent penny it costs approximately 3.7 cents to mint.
Silly.
So which means that obviously they're just losing a ton of money, and actually have an approximate number. It says the U.S. Mint last year lost approximately $85 million making pennies.
Okay, so this seems logical.
It really does. Now, there are a few arguments against this decision. Obviously, there's the sentimental value, or should I say the sentimental value, right?
Sure.
But they have some concerns that could impact charities and stuff, because obviously, as you're the guy around Christmas when the person's ringing the bell, you just throw some coins in.
I would think you would still throw those coins in. They'd just be larger coins.
It would just be. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And obviously, prices probably aren't going to round down. They're probably going to round up.
Sure.
Like
realistically, where's the only place you use a penny still? All I can think about is
the gas station.
Leave a penny, take a. Yeah, that's the only spot.
Yeah.
Nothing else is a penny.
I mean, granted, I think most people don't even carry cash anyway. It's all on card. So
Wow.
I mean, I carry cash, but yeah. But so there you go. Rob us. So, but
come get it.
Yeah. So anyway, but now. And like I said, I don't think that the prices are going to go down. You're just going to, instead of it being 1990, something being 1997, it's going to be just $20.
Well,
right? It's not going to be 1995.
This is only going to impact the physicality, because we don't really use the physical penny much anymore. I'm sure transactional pennies, digital will still occur. All I can think of is office space.
Sure, of course.
Where it's zillions of transactions happen every day that still operate in pennies. But those aren't human terms that require physical.
No, it's just not even pennies. It's just fractions of money.
Right.
Yeah. But now, obviously, the loss of Lincoln is nothing to lose your head over.
That
Thanks.
was good.
Thank you. Let's bask in that for a moment. No, so but the benefits outweigh the negatives.
Earlier it was the loss of Lincoln.
I was like, he. I am my target audience, by the way. So, but now the benefit outweighs the negative, in my opinion. Besides the obvious, losses I mentioned already, but think about the positive impact with mining. Mining copper and zinc.
Okay,
right?
Sure.
And then which is that's less copper having to get pulled out, which is I guess bad news for the neighborhood tweaker, good news for your plumbing, right?
True.
But the and if you're I feel like there's still some people that would poo-poo it just because of the current administration bringing this up. I do want to at least mention that, excuse me, Barack Obama back in 2013 acknowledged that the pennies are more expensive to produce and that they worth, and he even said we should probably stop making pennies. That's a quote. But he noted the lack of political will to address the issue.
All right. Plus, his whole campaign was based on change.
Damn it, that's good. That was a good one.
Huh?
There you go. I mean, I brought you. I thought I was happy with the Lincoln thing, but that was a good one. Okay, so now a couple of examples here. That Canada stopped minting the pennies in 2012, and the transition went very smoothly. And I think New Zealand and Australia, I think they did that as well.
Sure.
They just rounded to the nearest nickel. And so again, if you're still feeling sentimental, you should know that this isn't even America's first time that they've had a situation like this. And I didn't know this. I'm sure that you guys probably knew this. I mean, you've got Kelly in the audience. He's a historian. But we've got in 1857, the U.S. stopped minting the half-cent coin for pretty much the same exact reason.
We had a half cent?
I did not know that. So we had a half-cent coin, and they got rid of it because it just wasn't it wasn't worth it to continue making them. So,
Sure.
I mean, this is just now, it's now the full cent. So there you go.
Goddamn inflation.
Exactly.
I mean, it makes sense though, because
Yeah, of
it's
course.
why would you produce something at basically was 1/3 the cost it is to produce
Yeah,
it?
it costs 3.7 cents to make a penny. So it's
Sure.
what are we doing here?
I'll tell you what we're doing here. We're thanking Kelly for this excellent bottle of
Hey.
Maker's 46, I believe it's called.
Speaking of scents, it has a nice vanilla aroma.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Come on, that's a killer pun. No, thank you. No, it's fantastic. Actually, I'm trying to not drink too much of it. I got to get through this episode.
Oh no.
And then, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I just want to say real quick, Comedy Cabin here in Janesville, Wisconsin. We're like a broken record, but I cannot recommend this place enough. Realistically, every weekend our buddy Nathan is setting up great shows and he's bringing great acts to town. And honestly, you get to hang out with the comics afterwards, joke about what they talked about. And it's really a unique experience, and I cannot recommend it enough.
Very intimate experience. So, and we're there almost every weekend. So I love that place.
Yeah.
All right.
So
all right, back to the shit.
Back to the stupidity. But so we're talking about like wasting money essentially. But have you followed the whole? Obviously, everyone knows the Hawk Tuah girl.
Oh yeah. Oh, didn't she? Yeah, didn't she get in trouble for? Did she do something illegal for like not Bitcoin but crypto or something?
So I checked into that. So basically, she got popularity off the video, and what I thought was interesting was she debuted a podcast back in, I think it was September, released 5 episodes, and she ended up the 5th most popular podcast.
Yeah, it was like Talk Tuah.
Yeah, Talk Tuah. Right, so this is like she absolutely rocketed to fame. And then it seems like she got involved with a cryptocurrency people that released a Hawk Tuah coin. And do you know the term rug pull?
Don't they like inflate it and then people they get people to get into it and then they yank it out and dump it and then they cash out and everyone loses their ass, right?
Essentially. And so basically it was a rug pull. So it was $16 million worth, spiked to more than $400 million worth. And this is the problem with like meme coins. This is literally a meme coin. When you know that thing where they're like, don't invest in shit coins, this is what this was. Mm-hmm. So technically this is people at a casino mad that they lost. But it did spike up to $400 million, and then hours later it lost more than 95% of its value, making it essentially worthless. And she went silent after that because there was like lawsuits and litigation. And I don't know, this might be like the end of her story. And then it's like a complete, I think it's like a Netflix movie that's going to be coming, because it's like, I'm interested to see what happens now, because she did not do this coin by herself.
I am kind of curious, like how much of that she got.
I don't think she got nearly anything.
Yeah.
I think the same way others ripped other people off, she also was like ripped off. And also like what was taken more than anything was her, all of a sudden, this like credibility, this like Cinderella story of America.
Of a girl who got famous for talking about spitting on wieners.
And it reflects the stupidity of our society, that like it was this like lewd video that even, I think she at a point wanted that guy to stop showing the video, but that guy was getting traction showing the video.
He's like, yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah, so it was like she was forced into fame in a weird way. Then she finally like went into it. Now she's like this famous person. And it's frustrating because what has she really done? Absolutely nothing. But she's a celebrity now. So
actually,
she's worth...
I do, and feel free to cut this, but I think it was really funny that, because, obviously algorithms for social media would like, well, we don't like, you going on to this, whatever rant or whatever, saying these like tinfoil hat kind of things. But I noticed that there was a little spike there of where like, I really appreciate when and on Talk Tuah and it was like, it's a guy like like in the foreground, like talking about the podcast when it's showing her and like another guest talking back and forth. They're like, they're talking about, and they'll just start going into like some like deep state like conspiracy,
yeah.
When like that's clearly not what they're talking about, but they're just like
attributing it to
it. Yeah. Like it's just to throw off the algorithm. Like, if you see like on if you ever notice, like on Instagram, there will be like a horrible video of someone's head getting split open, right?
Yeah.
But then like but you're like, how is this not flagged? But then you read the description, it's like, the F-150, blah blah blah, it comes with the Ford F-150 has a remarkable traction with it, and you're like, what the fuck is this? And I looked into it. It was just to throw off the algorithm. And be like, no, we're talking about this is about trucks.
Yeah, that's because like real people aren't running stuff anymore. It's all algorithms.
It's all bots.
Yeah. So, but I looked into it because it's like, all right, so she released a Hawk Tuah coin. What about like all the other meme coins? And then there was Chocolate Rain coin. There was Gangnam Style coin. They're all fucking worthless.
Yeah.
At this point. So I thought it was an interesting thing. I'm interested to see what happens, where she goes next from this.
Can we start a TNAP coin?
But
I'm willing to pull the rug.
No, well, here's the thing is I'll say at this point, like I've wasted $100 on dumber stuff. I'm going to get $100 of Hawk Tuah coin just on the off chance that this comes back around.
I think if you get $20, you probably get all of it.
No. Like I'm sitting on this. I got some of the. If you don't have $100 of dick coin, do you even play the lottery? I really want. I want that morning where you wake up and you don't have to work anymore, and it was because you were funny.
It's funny.
That's what I want more than anything.
Well, I mean, I saw one, and I was gonna go into it, but then I got
Is it cat girl token? Because I got it.
No, I think it was called fart coin.
I have fart coin. I'm sorry, but I want in 80 years from now, and they tell the story of how Grandpa landed generational wealth, and it was because he was willing to throw $80 at a website late at night. I'm sorry, you guys work your whole life. I will be silly. Every chance I get. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, Jake also bought us property on the moon.
We have property on the moon. We have lots of weird stuff, just in case.
Yeah. Hey, I'm actually technically, if you look behind me, I'm a sir because Jake bought me.
Can you imagine a mausoleum paid for me by Hawk Tuah coin?
Yeah, I prefer fart coin.
Like, you know what? It was better than the half-cent America.
Getting rid of that.
Like,
Yeah,
seriously, your
funny.
penny just got discontinued.
I mean, well, actually, and my first thought was, I was like, man, hang on to your pennies, like pass them down to your grandchildren. Because
I will
if they're
continue to flatten them on the railroad tracks like it's old.
Yeah, so go get that stinky plastic gorilla at the zoo.
I will. But
Speaking of stinky plastic, you want to go into something else? I have a little game for you because someone in the crowd, or someone in this room rather, is turning 40 in a few days.
gross.
Yeah, I know. So on February 26th, Jake will be 40.
Yeah, it's me, guys.
Yeah, it's Jake. It's Jake.
I feel
it. So anyway, with Jake's birthday coming up, I'm going to give you, we're going to do a little guessing game here. We're going to go off the catfish game algorithm. You want to explain that one really quick? Just the two lies and a
Basically,
truth?
2 lies and a truth,
Yep.
guys.
So what I've got here is I've got a real thing, and then I've peppered in 2 fake ones. So you guys have to decide which one is the real one here.
Okay.
Okay, so in honor of Jake's upcoming 40th birthday,
Yeah.
in Russia, adult goy men can hire a real rabbi to give a mock circumcision at their bris-themed birthday party.
Okay. Goyman.
A goy man, a goy is a non-Jewish person.
Oh, like a moil. The goyle. Okay, yeah. Okay.
So I'll say it again. So in Russia, adult goy men, adult non-Jewish men can hire a real rabbi to give a mock circumcision at a bris-themed birthday party.
That sounds stupid enough to be Jewish.
Isolate that
I
audio.
apologize. I apologize, Gaza.
All right. In Spain, number 2. In Spain, you can play pin the tail on the donkey, but it's actually a bull that the birthday boy is riding.
The theme is like false things.
The theme is birthday things.
False birthday thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 3. In Switzerland, you can hire a clown to stalk the birthday boy for a week before the birthday.
That sounds very Swiss. That sounds like a very Swiss thing to do, just to freak me out. Man, I think I'm gonna go with number 2. I think the Spanish birthday boy can ride the fake bull as friends play pin the tail on the donkey.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Everyone's 2? Everyone's 2?
Everyone's 2?
Everyone's
Well,
2.
now I'll be the first one. I'll be the Russian circumcision.
All right, so I'm going to read them all 3 again. Okay, so but your answers are solidified. So in Russia, adult goy men can hire a real rabbi to give a mock circumcision at their bris-themed birthday party. Number 2, in Spain, you can play pin the tail on the donkey, but it's actually the bull that birthday boy is riding. Number 3.
Number 1 would be more fun, though.
In Switzerland, number 3, in Switzerland, you can hire a clown to stalk the birthday boy for a week before the birthday. All right, so the real answer is in Switzerland, the clown. You can hire a clown. This is even for children, right? You can even you can hire this for your son.
Sure.
That there's a clown that will literally he'll leave threatening notes where your kid will find him.
Sure.
He'll send your kids scary text messages, do prank phone calls, and he'll even the whole goal is in between day 1 and day 7, which is his birthday. The clown is gonna sneak up and hit him in the face with the birthday cake.
Seems very unfun,
dude.
just...
the guy's literally the guy who does it that you can hire. And you should put a picture maybe for YouTube viewers.
Yeah, I'll find it.
But he's dressed as a zombie clown, so it's just a terrifying clown.
So this is like a death metal thing. This is like the Switzerland.
Just black metal.
Yeah.
So, and now here, this is a quote. In his defense, this is a quote. He said, "If at any point the kids get scared or the parents are concerned, we stop right there. But most kids are absolutely love being scared senseless."
I don't. Okay, sure.
So, I mean, I don't think this is for 6-year-olds. This is probably for teenagers.
Sure.
but
this is where the fear of clowns comes from.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
remember when Dad hired a clown to follow me for a week? Wasn't that fun?
and then the clown it was the worst fucking week of my life.
And he cream pied me
yeah,
in front of my friends.
And then the clown he hired showed up.
It was a goof.
Yeah. Oh man. No, but like I have to say I don't get the fear of clowns. I just don't. Like, I've never looked at a clown like, that's really scary. Well, like, that's fucking stupid.
I get the fear of scary clowns, like when they're like obviously monsters, but like clowns in general are like, this is gonna be annoying. That's my fear.
Yeah,
oh no, this guy has to be the center of attention in a room I don't want to be in.
Yeah. No, but there you go. So I feel like I've never hit the whole room.
Yeah, you deked the room.
Yeah, I felt good. And then even when okay, so I was imagining, like, can we just please talk about how I was imagining, like, a real rabbi, like, just doing a mock circumcision?
Honestly, the flaw with that was Russia. I'm like, I don't think they'd let that.
There's Russian Jews.
I know, but I just don't think they'd let them be that fun.
Think of Olga. Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And they're fighting a whole war. Can I tell you, so something that happened to me recently.
Was it a breast?
So the whole thing, like turning 40 and your body feels terrible. Like I said, I was sick with that influenza that went around, and Quinn was sick, and the whole house was kind of sick. I'm like, hey, let's do something fun. Let's watch Osmosis Jones. So I watched Osmosis Jones, where Chris Rock is a white blood cell fighting a sickness. And I gotta tell you, that felt like 4D theater.
Yeah.
It's like, because like Bill Murray is like the piece of shit in the movie that's like disgusting and gross, and I realized I had a lot in common with that guy. Like, I feel like Drax almost killed me in the end of that movie. Okay, so what were we saying with it? So I thought about doing this joke, and I wanted to do it in Madison, but I know Madison couldn't take it. The joke was going to be, because I went up and I got on the open mic on State Street. The joke was going to be, hey, real quick, everyone, audience participation, everyone can just raise your hands at me, and I can't really see it because, like, lean your hands at me. Now, keep your hands up if you think it was a Nazi salute. But, Madison just like, wouldn't handle that. So the whole thing with Elon is...
So here's my thing with Elon, is that, like, I mean, he literally said, my heart goes out to you, and he, like, clutched his chest and, like, kind of whatever, and they literally showed, and then I saw obviously a montage of, like, other different like left-leaning politicians doing that same exact movement, but I'm like, dude, like, and while I don't think it was a Nazi salute at all, I do think, like, dude, you are a smart enough guy to know how optics go. For political optics, like, why would you, dude? That's gonna be like some person who doesn't like you that writes textbooks is gonna put that picture of you. Oh yeah. In that textbook, or that's gonna be your Wikipedia picture. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, why would you do that?
It was making me laugh a little bit, thinking like, what if, like, and go with me here. What if Elon got brought into the inner circle of Trump? And they were 100% Nazis. And he's like, oh, no. How can I let everybody know?
Oh, yeah.
He had this brilliant idea.
Did the breadcrumbs?
Yeah. And he's just like, and he fucking just went with it. But the whole thing with Elon is, I'm like, no, he can't be a Nazi. I mean, because Nazis aren't, like, obsessed with eugenics, trying to colonize new places, and really into rockets.
Yeah, creating rockets to go to, oh, my God.
Oh, damn it.
Von Braun.
What if the Nazis just lost the whole idea of having a country?
Yeah. So, like, when's the last time you've been to Argentina?
Yeah, exactly. So you're like, dagnammit.
Oh, that's funny. But no, like, I mean, like I said, he's a fucking idiot for doing that. Oh, yeah. Absolutely a fucking idiot. Yeah. However, I really don't think that was that he was being, that.
I just hate the amount of analysis when people came in where it's like, I don't want anyone explaining autism to me. I don't, it was like, because it really, I agree. It looked like a Nazi salute, but it really fed the people that are like, oh, time to make content. And then I had to sit through a week's worth of that.
All right. Like I saw the picture first. I was like, oh, you fucking, like, that's a smear campaign. Like, let me see with the video. I'm like, I watched the video. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Like, the only thing that would have been worse if he had a goose stepped out of there. And he'd have been like, my knees were sore that day. Autism makes your knees real stiff. Yeah. Like, goddamn.
Oh, man. Okay, so I want to at least hit this really quick, and I'll pass it off to you. But I don't even have a bit for this. All I have to say is, like, I I came across this like fun facts thing, and did you know that Dolly Parton once entered a lookalike contest and she lost to a drag queen?
I think I did hear that.
That
yeah.
is so funny to me.
That's up there with the Charlie Chaplin one, wasn't it?
Oh, did he do a lookalike?
He did a lookalike contest, and I think he came in third.
He lost to a drag queen.
The same drag queen.
It's a vampire from the moon. All right, so
Mystique from X-Men.
yeah. So but the reason why I'm even mentioning this too is because I bet that Dolly Parton was just because it's very funny to do that.
Yeah.
To enter a lookalike contest for
Yeah.
But also
I feel like I lose a lookalike contest because my phone has albums of different versions of me.
Oh, because you're
they asked me like,
fat
who is
and
this
thin.
person? I'm like, that's also me.
That's Fat Jake.
That's me from like the stomach perspective.
That's what Lindsay sees.
Yeah.
Looking up.
Yeah. That's me from like the 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. range. It's pretty bad.
But anyway, I saw this. I was listening to like something on NPR where they had like they're interviewing Dolly, or they had a snippet about it. But they're like where she got asked like, Dolly, like who does your hair? Blah blah blah. She goes, I don't know. I'm never in the same room.
Dude, she's funny.
Dude, that's a super funny way to say I wear wigs.
Yeah.
So, but like I don't know. I bet she was just a riot.
Yeah.
But anyway, who you got any clowns? Any scary clowns you want to talk about?
Not scary clowns, but you mentioned like wearing stuff. And,
okay.
Like, I feel like I've ranted about Kanye before here.
Yeah. That guy.
It's
like he's got CTE or something. I don't know.
Like I'll maintain this. This guy is a genius. The thing is, everybody calls him a genius, and I agree he's a genius. But I don't think he's a genius in the way that everyone else thinks he's a genius. I think he's a genius in the way of just there is the line that everybody is supposed to walk. And this, you ever been like you remember when you're younger and you're with a group of friends, and everybody's like, it'd be cool if someone threw a rock and broke that window. And then someone throws a rock and breaks that window, and you all have to fucking run. That's like Kanye to me.
Kanye.
Yeah. Like, because you see when he marched his wife out naked in that fucking Grammys thing, and she didn't look like she wanted to do that, but he's like, you fucking have to because you remember the car.
Well, okay, because I actually, I was thinking about that. Yeah. And do you remember, because I guarantee you, because all of his stuff is for attention. Right. He just wants the attention.
And that's where he's a genius at it.
But do you remember when Kim Kardashian, because I remember this, I don't know, probably 10, 15 years ago, but she had like that photo shoot, I think, where she's like spraying champagne
this was the
over her
break
back.
The internet one,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think she was like spraying champagne over her head onto her ass or something. Right?
And had a glass on her butt.
Okay, that's what. Okay,
like
something like that.
And I'm just like, she's not that athletic.
But
that's a hell of a shot.
I think he was trying to recreate something like that.
Yeah.
Or just to be such a provocateur to do that.
Right.
And and to just literally saunter in, I don't know, man, like, hey, like it's your relationship, whatever, but it's like to pimp your wife's tits out like that is very weird to me.
It's very weird. And this is the thing, he did that, and then I was going to segue, did you see the Super Bowl?
I haven't seen either of those, but I did see, however, like people started like, thank God AI art can also be very funny, but they literally swapped it and they made Kanye naked and then with his wife fully dressed, and that was really funny.
I would have respected that. Like if he would have wore the pantyhose, that's up there with Trey Parker
with his like little pee out
and Matt Stone doing the dress.
Yeah. Oh, they were like frying their nuts off on acid too. Did you know that?
That would have helped.
Did you know that?
Oh, yeah. But the thing with Kanye, so it's like, I mentioned that, and then the Super Bowl, because Kanye has recently come out as a Nazi. And the thing is, it's like, I swear.
I don't think he knows how Nazis work.
I swear, he's like, he understands his ability to be a black man. He can handle objects that a white man might not be able to handle. You know what? And he is dead set on getting that swastika back in the limelight.
You know what he's doing is that he's like, well, Elon's an African American.
Yeah.
I'm an African American. Yeah. Well, if he could do that.
But I'm just saying, so this is what happened at the Super Bowl. He made an ad. I didn't see the ad because I was lying to my wife because the Super Bowl was on her birthday. And I was like,
Happy birthday, baby.
Baby, it's your birthday. We're going to hang out all the time. I love you so much. I don't want to watch the Super Bowl. It's not because the two teams I hate the most in the fucking NFL are playing, but it's because your birthday is Super Bowl, so it's your day.
She's like, is that a earbud?
Yeah. So what Kanye did is he did something that I think he did before, where he filmed a Super Bowl ad on his own phone, where it's just him, and he's like, I spent all my money on some product, so this is my Super Bowl commercial, which I actually think is kind of funny. And he's like, go to Yeezy.com. So everyone went to Yeezy.com. After the Super Bowl, because what they do is they vet commercials, and then they went to his website, and they're like, okay, it's just a bunch of Kanye shit. Yeezy.com.
But the day of.
As he aired it, he switched it apparently, and when you went to Yeezy.com, there was one product for sale, and it was a white shirt with a black swastika on it for $20. And so...
The fuck,
so he paraded his naked wife out in front of me again.
Oh my God.
So, and it like, this is genius in a way of like completely, absolutely flooring your fame and just seeing what happens. Like,
well, it's like,
and as much as I hate him and I don't really give a fuck about his music, there's part of me that's like,
like,
what next?
Wait, hold on. Or is it like from Atlas Shrugged with Fernando, or what's his name?
Oh yeah, the copper guy.
That just like destroyed his
so
his reputation.
Like, and this is the thing, like it, like even though people are probably like ignoring him now, and like because he literally said Hitler is, and I quote, so fresh. To where, like, dude, listen, he lost me a while ago, but I'm back in. I don't know how it happened, but I fell back into his driver's seat. Like, that was fun. Where are you going, buddy?
I'm sure he's probably, he's got to be on fucking meth or something, too, then. I don't know.
I think he's just literally a person with a severe mental disability. This is that thing. Someone said it. It's like, in regards to Kanye, they're like, what do you think of Kanye? And he's like, I think we popularized someone that we knew had mental issues, and then when he's having clear mental issues, we want to turn around and act like he's a person who doesn't have mental issues. And so I think we're in that same spot now where I don't know what happens next, but I know that he just fucking sold swastika shirts on the Super Bowl.
I want to know, because you can tell, like, you can see, I don't know, I don't know how, maybe Tony does, but you can figure out like traffic. Like internet traffic and like what sites go to what and upticks and this and that. Like I did see, I think
he's going to get the swastika. That's all I'm saying. Like, I think he's going to end. The end of this is him selling his merch with just a swastika on it. And everybody's like, he's a genius.
I know that there's been a massive uptick in criminal defense attorneys in Washington, D.C. In the last like 3 weeks.
Okay.
Did you see that? Like they're like for Google searches.
Yeah.
Maybe you could put a graph down here, but I know that like I've seen a couple different news outlets talk about this that like in the last like 2-3 weeks or whatever, there's been a spike of like people in the DC area like looking up criminal defense.
How come?
Because the current administration is like going after a fuck ton of fraud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty funny. But I do want to see like the if there's a way you can find out like how much traffic is going to Yeezy.com.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like once they saw it, they did shut it down.
Yeah. I'm sure all it took is
Yeah. But he's trafficking in popularity.
They shut down Yeezy.com.
Yes.
How do you shut that down?
Because you can't sell swastika paraphernalia.
I thought I know like in Germany you can't. You can get arrested for doing a salute, but you can't.
And that's the thing is like he's challenging these weird stereotypes. And the thing is, it was like when the ad was submitted to be approved by the Super Bowl Commission, they checked his website and it was all his merchandise. Yeah. So this was definitely like a malicious, like, okay, when this ad runs, bank. He flipped it to the swastika thing.
So Shopify said, so Shopify took it down because Shopify said that the rapper violated the company's terms. So,
right.
Thank you, fact checker Tony, living up to your name.
Yeah. So, but either way, it was like he obviously probably knew this was going to happen.
Of course, yeah. But like I just, like what a. I hate to reuse the word, but provocateur.
And that's the thing. Is like I don't want to be watching. Yeah. But I am because it's like
I'll sit and like I'll rubberneck a car crash.
But the thing is like he's challenging.
You can't park there.
Like it's like he's challenging like our labeling of like what's negative, what's unapproachable, and blah blah. And like a little kid again.
That's
you're not supposed to break that window. He's chucking a brick, and
that's
like,
also like. So. You can be a giant art nerd and. Could probably very easily say that he's doing some weird performance art thing.
Exactly.
And that's, I guess.
So now you see why I'm like sucked back into it. I don't want to be.
Like as Warhol would say,
Art's whatever you can get away with.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess, I don't know. Is he getting away with it? Yeah. I don't know. They took his shit down. So anyway, what else you got?
I got the exact opposite. A fucking asteroid is going to crash into us in 2032.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know, NASA has updated the chance of it hitting to 2.3. And now I know that sounds like very low chances, but there's no other object in the solar system that I think we track over 100,000 objects currently that has over a 1% chance of hitting us.
Okay.
And so
this is like, a little bit higher.
This is higher. So it's an object that's apparently up to...
It's going to be like Armageddon. Remember the movie Armageddon?
No, it's like 200 to 300 feet across, which is not small, but it's not Armageddon. This is more like the Tuskegee event. Okay. Do you remember in Russia?
Yeah.
Where it exploded and I think that knocked down like a Houston-sized swath of trees instantly. Somewhere around like 100x.
Is that the one where they're all like blown
in
a direction?
Yeah, that was a 180-foot asteroid that exploded.
Yeah.
This is like a 100x times Hiroshima bomb worth of energy that is going to potentially hit Earth.
Come on, California.
Yeah. Well, no, it's they showed the path, and it's like it's somewhere between like India to northern Africa to like Mexico, and that's where it would potentially hit. So,
I mean, I guess start seeing those sites now.
Oh yeah.
So you can share. Remember when the Notre Dame burned down, and then all the white chicks were like, "I was there, I was there 2 years ago."
Yeah.
But no, I kind of want to see it. Like, is that weird?
No. That's totally natural because like we would have front row seats to this one.
But okay, so speaking of Armageddon, I guess I came across this thing too, where it's like if you listen to how they have like director's commentary on movies.
Yeah.
But I guess Ben Affleck's commentary on Armageddon.
Yeah. He's tearing it apart.
A riot.
Yeah.
Like he's like, oh yeah, no, it's a lot easier to teach minors how to be astronauts than astronauts to be minors. Like, oh, this is the part where he's going to come in and say, "Oh, you don't know about the quarks."
Yeah, I think Jerry Bruckheimer was quoted saying like, "Shut the fuck up."
I'm sure you could probably find a clip for that. So there's your stop and Google moment. Like look up like Ben Affleck commentary of Armageddon because I saw a clip of it and it was very funny. So, I mean, I guess speaking of space, I came across this like interesting fact because I was thinking, and I feel like we've talked about this in the past, but where I was like, I feel like the uptick of UFO sightings happened like after like we split the atom, right?
Oh yeah.
And like it's kind of like that theory of like if there are such things as hold on, let me get out my tinfoil hat. If there are such things as the aliens and whatnot, right? Once you think that they're like, all right, these hairless primates just like split the atom. What the fuck are they doing, right? But then I started like looking like, okay, what other UFO like things are, right? Now I came across this. This is very interesting.
Okay.
Christopher Columbus wrote about UFOs in his book while sailing across the ocean.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you say about him?
Oh, Tony, can you look it up? Christopher Columbus UFO quote.
Well, I know like sailors forever. There's been like my dad was in the Navy, and like he's one of those he's not a liar kind of thing. And so I asked him like, did you ever see anything? And he would say all the time we'd see stuff, and then we'd go to report what we'd saw, and there was no ability to like record it. And his superior would basically be like, just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It just like weird things. He was a submariner, and they would like see like especially around the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, isn't that the what's long, hard, and full of semen?
Submarine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
You find it, Tony?
I'm trying.
He's working on it.
I can fill in a little fact. Did you know that the tinfoil hat is actually from a real guy?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I believe it was in the 80s. They invented a brain chip. It wasn't Elon to do the first brain chip, and I think the brain chip was actually called the Soul Catcher,
Ooh,
which is pretty
terrifying.
metal.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, they put it in this guy's head, and the brain chip had to be charged with microwaves, which turned out to be extremely painful. And so he found that if he were to wear tinfoil or metal in the meantime, he wouldn't experience pain in his head. So that's where the term tinfoil hat comes from an actual government brain chip being implanted in the skull.
There you go. I know that we've listed off some different government experiments, but I probably stopped doing that, so they probably aren't doing those anymore, right? But, okay, so I've got it here. Christopher Columbus wrote, "A light glimmering at a great distance."
I mean, that could be St. Elmo's
And, like,
fire or.
Well, I mean, are you talking just movements?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not.
Yeah.
And so obviously, is it weird that my first thought was like, oh, probably satellite? Like, what the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah. No.
1492 satellites. You know how those were.
Have you seen those sprites that come off of lightning? They look like red jellyfish reaching up into the atmosphere.
I have not.
It's stuff like, if you were to look up, I think it's called red sprites, but it's a natural phenomenon that looks very, very strange.
Huh.
If you were to look it up on Google.
Yeah. There's your stop and Google moment as well. Okay, so we'll pivot again. This article, it came out a couple weeks ago, but I still want to talk about it because it literally blew me away.
Okay.
This girl named Rhiannon Evans, she's a 25-year-old shop worker from the UK. She was harassing her ex-boyfriend's partner by sending videos of herself farting. And I think that this
harassing her ex.
So she's dating a guy.
Okay.
And she started sending her boyfriend's ex
pictures
of her farting. Now, and I'm sorry, I'm a
this
child.
Is high-level trolling.
This is so funny to me. So prosecutors say that in her first video, and these are quotes, she proceeds to pass gas by placing the camera.
Who took her to court? The ex?
Dude, you gotta hear it out.
Okay.
So she and this is a quote, proceeds to pass gas by placing the camera on her bottom and passing the gas. Passing the gas.
What is illegal about this?
So, this is in the UK, dude. You can get in trouble for like saying like I don't like someone, and then they're like you're giving them anxiety.
Okay.
So anyway, so she sent 3 videos on December 2nd, and then on the following day, all showing her passing wind and smiling at the camera. Now, while I know that this is like a menacing thing to do, I had no idea that this was an arrestable offense.
I gotta tell you, neither of these women are keepers.
So, however, the police were called, and this is where she kind of fucked up because the police were like, "Hey," the ex called the police. Police came. We
caught wind of your crime.
The cops were like, "Hey, stop sending her fart videos, man. Okay, you gotta stop."
Like a muff's and a muff.
Yeah. And so then, thankfully for us, she continued to
stop talking shit. Sorry. Last one.
No, it's good.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, you were always allowed to interrupt me when it comes to a fart joke.
All right.
Okay, so anyway, but thankfully for us, she continued to send these fart videos, including on Boxing Day, which is I think is kind of funny, and then also New Year's Day, which is I think is hysterical. Because imagine like New Year, new me. Let's see what new message. It's just a fucking goddamn it.
Yeah.
Like,
I've never understood a love triangle, but this is the closest one I've been into.
That's like just starting your day off with your ex-boyfriend's girlfriend farting and smiling at you, right? Now, on a personal note, I should mention that like this is like my peak level of hilarity as well, because like whenever it's like New Year's Eve, one of my favorite things to do is if you are a Snapchat friend of mine, I will. I don't think I did it this year, but I've always done it for years before that. But I'll prep a picture, right? Prep it in every way you can imagine, and then I'll wait, and right at the countdown, instead of kissing anyone, I fucking hit send on all the names, and then they open it up, and it says First Mangina 2024. It's just. This is a picture of my man pussy. I just want to start like your year off in a horrible thing.
You know what I love? It's like he finds an article about a lady going through litigation, just farting, and then he one-ups her, talking about like
my mangina,
like 25 counts of felony of them.
Actually, okay, so hear me out.
If you form your nudity into the opposite sex nudity, how is that not flashing?
All I'm saying is this. Okay, let me put it this way. Unsolicited dick pics are inappropriate, right?
Sure.
So, but what's the opposite of a dick pic? A tuck pic.
No.
So in theory, what I'm doing is a very nice thing to do. That's a very appropriate thing to do, and I'll die on that hill. Anyway, so now this lady's now Evans, she was eventually arrested and admitted to sending the messages, and she pleaded guilty to harassment. Obviously, there's fucking proof because she's farting with her face and smirking into the camera. So anyway, so Deborah, whatever her last name is, the victim, she said, this is great. Like, I would like to feel safe in my home.
Dude, I feel like this case should have the ass in harassment with quotes. It's just
harassment.
Yeah.
It's her ass.
Exactly.
Yeah. So instead of harass, the court heard that she found the messages distressing. The prosecutor said that Evans sent the videos because she thought her partner was being treated unfairly, and it was purely malicious, and that she was smirking throughout, found it hilarious, but the victim didn't. Now, Evans' lawyer, she said that the client had been drinking and I mean, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Not to excuse it, but I get it. But the client had been drinking when she went to. She sent the videos and didn't intend harm. At the time, she thought that these videos had some drink. At the time she sent these videos, she had some drinks and sent them, understanding that this now is called the victim distress. By the way, who would just fart on command? Like that's kind of a talent, right? You just like crack one off, on cue. Now, I mean, like I feel like I may deserve life in prison if this actually becomes a crime in the U.S. because
this is not illegal. I'm sorry,
because I mean, one of my favorite things to do is like, hey, does your phone do this? And I'll just fart into the phone, whatever. But thankfully for the First Amendment, it covers like freedom of expression and freedom of speech, even if that speech is coming from your south mouth. You're good. Now, Evans has received 12 months community service, and with 15 rehabilitation sessions and 60 days of alcohol abstinence monitoring.
I feel like she has an OnlyFans account with this.
Dude, yeah, there you go. I mean, I feel like you're just kind of like prodding the court system, though. The court also gave Evans a 2-year restraining order preventing her from contacting the lady. So, in addition to the community order, she also has to pay like compensation and costs and stuff like that too. So, but dude, like what do you win for?
Yeah, what a shitty outcome.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah. All right, so we got a couple catfish that I know we just wanted to kind of
each,
cruise into and
bang them out, baby.
Right. So
fish fuck.
Do we need to go over how it goes again? Okay,
2 lies and a truth.
Go right into it.
Gotta snuff it out.
All right. Number 1, Michigan rat population thriving in sewers now that meat can legally be thrown.
Okay.
All right. Number 2, Minnesota senator wants to make it legal to eat beavers again.
Okay. I mean, I didn't know it was illegal. I got it out back.
Well, it's more fun when it is. Number 3. Alabama capybaras population in the wild is now over 50, officially making them an invasive species.
Can you read them again, all 3?
Number 1, Michigan rat population thriving in sewers now that meat can legally be thrown out. Number 2, Minnesota senator wants to make it legal to eat beavers again. And number 3, Alabama capybaras population is in the wild now is over 50, making them officially an invasive species.
Couple things. I didn't know it was illegal to throw meat. So that one's confusing. I want to go with number 2 because I could see like maybe beavers being protected, because I feel like they were slaughtered for their pelts back in the day. But also like the capybara, for what I did not know that they were in that area at all. I thought they were like South American or something.
Peruvian.
Yeah. But they, I could see like such a low weird number is throwing me like 50. Like there's 50 of them. Like, dude, just go get them. Don't just ride in the back of an alligator right now.
I love capybaras. They look like my dog.
Did you know that capybaras can die if they have sex?
No.
Yeah. One I fucked died. This guy.
It killed itself, though.
That's that.
It left a note. It said, want death. It spelled WAMT. I know what it said.
I don't blame him. All right. So anyway, all right. I'm going to go with number 2 because it's the most plausible.
Okay.
You're going 2?
2,
3.
3.
But
3.
I feel like if 3 isn't true, I think you did a good job because that is very misleading.
Okay. So the answer is a Minnesota senator is proposing reversing a law that was put into effect last year, banning the consumptions of, and this is my favorite part, nuisance beavers, which would be a great punk band name.
They're just like this. They're like, damn.
Yeah. You can't eat nuisance beavers, apparently. So under state law, homeowners are allowed to trap and kill beavers that are causing damage to their property. However, you are not allowed to poison the animals, and you must notify a conservation officer if you kill a beaver.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing, and I can see why you can't poison them because, I mean, it's like that's why I guess we can touch on number one here, that like it's not good to do rat poison because then the rats eat the poison and they go off and die, and then an owl eats them and then obviously consumes the rat poison, and then you just killed an owl too, you know.
And a wolf eats the owl, and that thing's fucking dead.
Yeah. It's like
before you know, the beaver's eating the.
It's like the whole there's a hole in the log in the bottom of the sea. It's like that.
Nuisance beavers.
Yeah, there you go, nuisance beavers. Yeah, that would be a good punk band name. All right, let's just dive right into my catfish here. Okay, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, see if you can guess the theme. Grade school teacher fired after calling the speech impediment student Mr. Lisper.
Okay.
Number 2, middle school teacher dressed as a nipple-themed superhero named the Twister.
Okay.
Number 3, high school teacher identifies as cat, licks hand, hisses at students, calls herself Miss Purr.
Having a hard time with the theme.
Well, it's different grades, and then I tried to end it with a rhyme. Mr. Lisper, the Twister, Miss Purr.
Yeah.
No? I'll go fuck myself then, I guess? All right.
All
right, never mind. There's no theme, guys.
I'm going to vote on the one that I thought could make the news, and that would be someone saying Mr. Lisper that's going to be my guess, because the world's stupid enough to make that a problem.
I'll read it again.
Yeah.
Grade school teacher fired after calling a speech impediment student Mr. Lisper. Number 2, middle school teacher dressed as a nipple-themed superhero, the Twister. Number 3, high school teacher identifies as cat, licks hand, hisses at students, calls herself Miss Purr.
What do you got on it? 1, 1, 1?
Man,
I think I had 1 too.
Oh, yeah, dude. I am happy with myself. All right, so this just happened a few days ago, so I was like nervous you guys had already heard about it. A teacher at Queensland has come under scrutiny for reportedly identifying herself as a cat during classroom sessions. According to multiple students on social media, this teacher allegedly hissed at students, licked the back of her hand, insisted they address her as Miss Purr, MISS space PURR. Now, photos you should put this up for YouTube viewers.
I'll look it up.
Photos and short videos surfaced showing the teacher standing in front of a classroom wearing a cat ear headband and a lanyard on the with the word "purr" on it. One relative expressed outrage on Facebook, stating she forces it, and this is a quote: "She forces the children to call her Miss Purr, and she cat screeches and growls when they don't listen. She sits in class and licks her hand, and it's absolutely disgusting. Something needs to be done about this." Another parent alleged that the teacher made her daughter purr for a lolly, and claimed that this added to the controversy. Obviously, like I'm assuming a lollipop.
I'm gonna take the other side in this argument. I'm just gonna say, what a great way to teach kids about the stupidity of adult life.
There you go.
Like the shit you have to put up with.
But I mean, this isn't. I could see like this.
Like just scratch her ear and get an A. I don't know what to tell you.
Don't rub her belly; she'll bite you.
Fucking bring in a feather and get a good grade.
No, she's pinching loaves in the box. Like
leave her
a corner.
Leave her a piece of fish.
Instead of an apple.
Yeah,
stinky old fish.
I'd much rather been taught by a cat than some fucking old lady that hates her life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing for me, I mean, I feel like this is clearly someone having some sort of mental distress, because like I saw the videos and pictures, and it's not. It doesn't. So
let teachers hit kids again.
So I
just pow pow pow.
So like for me, I purposefully I did grade school, middle school, high school, right? As I elevated up in the numbers there. But if you're a grade school teacher and you want to like entertain some second graders, you're like, hey, I got cat ears today. Like, address me as this. Like, and this is like how we're gonna learn about cat anatomy or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hope she was teaching like civics in high school.
Yeah,
very serious topic.
But if you're,
we're gonna learn about the Holocaust today. You're like, she licks her hand.
All right, everybody, open up your books, meow.
Did you know that the Holocaust wasn't the only Holocaust that happened back
then? Oh man. So anyway, I feel like this is just someone having a psychotic break or something.
I'm sure
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or she's lonely and like it's almost like
dude, can you imagine parent teacher conference? Be like, does she always show the butthole?
She just on your table showing her asshole.
I don't know what I did.
Sitting on your chest, like, ah.
Should I try to watch something you can get in the way of? Will that help? What if I get a warm blanket and you crowd me?
Do you remember those things you could buy? You basically hang it from your cat's tail, and it's just like a little jewel over the asshole.
Yeah, it's a little door.
Oh man. Anyway, all right. Well,
like do your homework.
Like everything from pennies to cat buttholes. That's what we talk about here on the Non-Essentials Podcast. So.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That's the end of it. That's it. We're done.
Yeah. Episode 145. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Adam Riley.
Cheers.
And you're Jake Bussey.
Jake Bussey. Thank you
very
so much, Kelly.
Hey,
for the
thank you, Kelly,
whiskey.
for episode.
For ruining this episode with your good whiskey.
Yeah. So, all right. So later, boners.